Okay, here we go. Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black, White, and Red All Over. I'm Victor Dandridge.
Ryan Seymore.
We got some good stuff this week,
Yes.
but one suggestion.
Yeah, there was a second one, but we didn't have it. We were sold out of that book.
Yes.
I apologize. We'll get to Rebels number 8 later.
That's our fault. That's our fault. But we did get the one suggestion,
Yes.
which is Captain America, which I think we should wait to talk about.
It was
that
actually a
one.
really interesting
It
issue. Yeah.
was very interesting. So I kind of want to end on that one.
Works for
if
me.
you don't mind.
Yeah.
However, I do want to start, like I got focal points here. Number one with a bullet, we got to talk about this.
Right.
Because this is, so that was the first book that I read
Yep.
this week. I saw the cover, very interested in it. I was like, this looks fun.
Yeah.
Let me try this.
Yeah.
So we've got Jacob Seymore, is that?
I believe.
Is that how you, Semahan? There's like an H in there,
Yeah.
which slows me down. Like that's the part where I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. Like, is it Irish? Is it Salin?
Right.
I don't know.
Jorge Corona on the artwork. It's got a cool kinetic style to
Yeah.
it, which is really fun.
Yeah. Remind me, like in the past we've reviewed Sunbreakery,
Right?
so it has that kind of anime-ish sort of.
Yes, I like that. Shout out to the colors. The colors, is that Steve Wands, maybe?
I think.
I think that might be Steve Wands. But the colors on this are like a part of the story.
Yeah,
it's
very much so.
vibrant, it's lush. I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, so how do you talk about this without giving anything away?
That is a very good question.
Yes.
The first part is weird.
Yes.
And at first I was thrown. I was like, I don't really want to.
I don't know if I want to, right. Like this is kind of a weird book.
Yeah. Then it becomes cohesive.
Right.
And then also topical.
Very topical. It's like sci-fi horror, tech horror, if you will.
Yeah.
Because like overtly, it almost seems like slice of life.
Yes.
And then the realities of the darkness of it all showcase. Okay, so without spoiling, this is a story about the underside of technological advances.
Yes.
Boom. There you go. Ooh, that was hard.
Right. But then you mix in what potentially could be a supernatural element.
Right. Very much so. Very, very much so. There's a lot to this. There's a whole lot to this. It's a good read, though.
Yeah, it was a fast read.
Yes,
It was fun.
Very fun. Characterization-wise, you get in line with people and you follow right away. I like that the storytelling actually starts on the front inside cover.
Yeah.
I love books that do that.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
It's not wasting any space whatsoever,
Yeah.
and that's awesome to me. Wow, like was there anything that you didn't like about this book?
All honesty, no. Like it started, aside from those first couple pages and how it threw me off.
Right,
But
because it does just throw you in. You're just like, oh, I can't swim. It's like, figure it out.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
And when you do,
Then
it's
you're
quality.
like, oh.
And I actually checked for the Twitter handle of one of the people in there.
Is it real?
Nobody's taken it. There's one that's similar to it, but
no. Oh, okay. All right. Well, definitely jump down to the shop, grab one of these because this one I think is going to be a big deal.
Yes.
This one's coming up, and I think it's going to be a good one. What did you read that was different, though?
I went with the other brand new image number 1.
Okay.
Gravediggers Union.
Okay.
Craig and Cypress were the creative team on
Ooh,
it.
nice.
It is kind of like a Lethal Weapon meets Cemetery Man. And if you're not familiar with Cemetery Man, it's weird.
It's kind of strange.
Yeah, it's a dude that works at a graveyard, and whenever zombies pop up in the graveyard, he kills them. That's like his thing.
I mean, helpful.
Yes.
Very helpful. Okay.
And that's kind of what the Gravediggers Union is they stop those supernatural threats. It's in a world where everybody knows about them.
Okay.
And one of the main characters is convinced that something bigger is on the horizon.
Oh.
There's ghost storms, there's zombies, there's golems, like all this.
Why has this not been done before?
Right?
That's like...
Yeah, so it's this group of people, everybody knows they're public servants, and they kill the supernatural. Vampire nests.
Take that, BPRD. Like, you now have a challenge. Okay, so you're a Buffy fan, right? So you take Buffy, you take the BPRD, and these guys, put them in a room. Who's walking out?
Gravediggers.
That's major for you.
Yeah, because depending on the BPRD team,
right,
they may or may not have the stones to go all in.
Fair game. Fair game.
Buffy, there's going to be a lot of like really cool dialogue.
There's going to be a lot of dialogue.
There
might be some singing.
Yeah.
Might be some singing. You know.
But these dudes, they got a sharpened shovel and a backhoe.
And they know how to use it.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they do.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair game.
Yeah.
Fair game. All right. Okay, so I took on Noble number 6.
Yes.
This is volume 2, number 2. So Noble is of the Catalyst line from Lionforge. And in my honest opinion, I think Catalyst is the de facto heir to what Milestone left behind.
Okay.
I feel very strongly about Milestone. Like, I was not an overt fan of what Milestone ended up doing for a number of different reasons, but I feel like Catalyst is trying to pick up the pieces in the most positive way available.
Okay.
This issue written by Brandon Thomas with art by Roger Robinson, and I adore this artwork. It's great. Like the actual storytelling, the line work, and the colors are brilliant on this one. I haven't been following the entire Catalyst line, and I'm curious if I go back, because I got a haul of this stuff from San Diego and I haven't read all of it, so I'm wondering if I do, will it end up building this very cohesive brand, very much so like the Valiant books were when they first started. I'm very curious about that, and I think this is like a separate imprint line within Lionforge, which is kind of cool. In this issue, though, some very cool visuals of discovery and power usage and stuff like that. I am going to say that there is maybe a nice little, I don't want to say homage, but a simpatico, if you will, between this character, Noble, and my character, Smith from the Samaritan. There's a visual that I'm like, yeah, I like that. I want to put these two characters against one another just because. Just because. I'm not saying my character can beat your character, but.
Is there a Kickstarter on the horizon?
I mean, there could be. There could be. Like, let's take all the black hooded characters, put them in a room, see who walks out. I've got this thing about who walks out of a room. I don't know what it is right now. It's your thing this week. It's just, this is my thing. It's my theme. Who walks out of the room? But no, I think this is really cool. I want to see more of this. You know, it's very interesting. It's not just your typical fights and tights. There is some serious drama behind the scenes, which is really kind of cool and very much so driving the situation. The only complaint that I have is the use of the word brother throughout the whole thing. And I get it, you're trying to aim to a particular community dynamic. We gotta have another word. We gotta have something else that says that there's some sort of camaraderie between us as individuals of an ethnicity other than brother. Because I don't know that many people that say brother that much, except for like Hulk Hogan. And he doesn't look like anybody that's in this. You know what I'm saying, brother? Yeah. That's my one complaint. One complaint. Better word than brother. We gotta come up with something else. It's just me. Maybe it's just me. I'll admit it. It just could be me. Okay. Captain America.
Our suggestion, thanks,
yes,
Scott Hubbs.
Yes, Scott Hubbs, thank you. This is reuniting the creative team that kicked all the butt on Daredevil.
Yeah.
So we got Mark Waid, Chris Samnee. Yep. In their own right, these are storytellers.
Yes.
No two ways about it. So coming back to this, post-Secret Empire, they've got a job to do.
Right. There's a lot of damage control.
Yes.
And they're also thrown into this legacy thing
yes.
where they've got to go back to the roots.
Yes. So I'll be honest, at first, I thought this book didn't take place at all now. At first.
Yes.
Which threw me. I was like, where are we at? Where are we at?
Yeah.
But
they explain it.
Yes, they do.
In a very clever way.
Yes, they do. Yeah. And it was so nice. In terms of a done-in-one story, that's how you do that.
Yeah.
That is how you do it.
Yeah. There's a bad guy.
Yeah.
It's simple. It showcases the different parts of Steve Rogers, the good Steve Rogers,
right.
not Hydra Steve Rogers.
Right. The Hydra Steve. Or Steve.
Yeah. Right.
Stevel's gone.
Stevel's trademark that.
Yeah. I didn't come up with that. That was actually in the series. I saw it. I know, Stevel. Yeah. I'm like, dang it, that's good. Probably the best part that came out of Secret Empire. Not the actual character, but the name.
The name, the tagline.
Because that was cool. The portrayal of this good Steve.
Yes.
And the history therein.
Yes.
You get all of the things that we've been feeling about Captain America over the last year and a half. Like, that's what they address in this book, and it's really, really well done.
Yeah, and it's, like you said, it's the stuff that the readers have wanted. This is the character they want. They don't want the name and then just have it put over. Like, no, there's something about this guy.
We need this guy. Yeah. And do you have to be a longtime Cap fan to truly appreciate what this is?
No. No, it feels a lot like the one and done stories that I grew up with.
Right.
You just pick up a copy of Superman or a copy of whatever, and there's an entire story.
Right.
And it's just, yeah.
And there you go.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Anybody can pick it up.
I know, and that's the best part of it. Like, don't let the number fool you or scare you, because you can just grab this one and just go.
Yeah.
I mean, they give you the right recap for the history, so you know exactly where Steve came from, which is great. But then visually speaking, like Chris Samnee,
it's crisp.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's him and Evan Shanner.
Okay.
Like, have this style that is so classic and like just wonderful. Like, their comics should come with like apple pies. It should. It should come with apple pies and baseball cards.
Yeah.
Like, that's how like classic their stuff is. It's so wonderful. I enjoyed this though.
Yeah.
Like, I will be back for this.
Right.
And I wasn't necessarily feeling Mark's run on Avengers because I felt like it was dated, but this seems
it fits.
Yeah.
It fits.
It works. So maybe like this is the road that we had to go through to get to here.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
What I'm curious is, will they maintain every once in a while there'll be a one and done? Or are we going back to 6-issue story?
No. Give us a lot of these. Yeah. Give us a lot of these, because this, I mean, you can have the longer stories in there, but this was right.
Yeah. This is one I own a shop.
Right.
I can sell that to people.
Easily.
Like, oh, where do I start?
There you go. Or my kid loved this iteration of Cap.
Yeah.
I love this movie, but it doesn't seem like blah blah blah. There you go. Solved. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
And just so you guys know, I'm not weird and just weirdly leaning over here. My daughter is in a seat here, and I'm making sure she doesn't cry.
She's very small.
Yeah, she's teeny tiny. So if you can see my arm move, I'm not like Dutch ruddering in any sort of weird way. It's a baby.
Someone on the ground.
I'm like, we're trying to make sure that people like our books in a very strong way.
Time to feed the hitchhiker.
You do that while we do these honorable mentions. All right, so honorable mention wise, I kind of failed and only read one book. I ran out of time. I was going to read Black Bolt, but I ran out of time. So sorry. I haven't gotten to it yet, but know that it was here. It was there. But we both did Batman White Knight number 2.
Yes, we did. Sean Murphy, Matt Hollingsworth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
The body of it.
Yep.
Where it's 2.
Yep.
And it makes sense.
Yep. And the fact that he didn't know, and you're like, oh, you suck, but nope, still makes sense.
Yeah, because he wouldn't.
No, he wouldn't care. He wouldn't care. Even if he didn't know, he didn't care. This is one of the most brilliant, like, deconstructions of the Batman mythos to exist. And it's interesting because, like, that first page, that's daunting. That's a lot of words.
Yeah.
That's a lot of talky. But it's necessary to get the ball rolling for the rest of the book.
Yeah.
So this book is one that needs to be read.
Yeah, and speculators, get to your local comic shop
ASAP,
because it's already sold out at Diamond.
Dang.
Yeah, I went to reorder more yesterday.
And they're like,
afternoon.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. White Knight's gone. You got no more. Sorry for you and your luck. I got nothing. Nope, that's not how they.
Probably not.
No. All right. They don't print comics in Canada no more. That's not how they.
Maybe.
No. All right.
God, this is so good.
Even my daughter's like, Dad, that sucked. Don't do that. She said that sucked really bad.
Yeah, because it's cool. And then we also at the tail end, we find.
There are plans.
Yeah.
There are plans at play. I think we should talk about this one on the Patreon.
Yeah,
I think that's the one that
much to discuss.
Lots to discuss. Lots of things to unpack. So definitely that one. But you read something else, which is kind of brilliant.
I did. Hanna-Barbera, DC Comics, The Jetsons. See, this one's Palmiani and Brito.
Okay.
It is a serious version.
Okay.
Takes place in the future, a post-geological and climate-based apocalypse type things.
Okay.
But it's high tech, and people are still very happy.
Right.
It discusses like what's the actual definition of life. How do you maintain?
You weren't playing when you talk about serious.
No, it's like this is really, really good. It's one with the Flintstones. They were trying to go like serious but comedic, and then like poke at society.
Right.
It was unsuccessful. This one seems to be very successful.
Okay.
To me, at least for the first 20 pages.
Got you. Now, who was behind the Flintstones one? Was it the same teams at all, or
I don't
totally
believe
different?
so. I think it's a totally different team.
All right, fair game. Got you. Overall, this was a solid week.
Very
man.
solid.
Like, this was good.
Yeah.
You know, post Halloween, you never know. But welcome to November, man. Some good reading. I'm thankful. I hope you are too.